Hello friends, this is Smitha Katti from the blog at smilingcolors.com. Art journaling is very popular these days, and honestly it is so satisfying to create something pretty like this in your sketchbook. Today I will walk you through the steps and the process that I use to make this mixed media art journal sketch. So let's get painting. To begin, here are the supplies I've gathered. I have a mixed media sketchbook. This one is by B Paper. I have a few dual brush pen colors. I actually created a swatch of them with my color numbers on this tag so that I know that they look good together beforehand. I also have the Mono Twin permanent marker, a paintbrush, some gesso, and a stencil. You can use any products or supplies that you have on hand and make this technique work really. Art journaling is all about expressing yourself on paper. You add layers upon layers of colors and textures, and there is no one particular way to do this. You just define your sketch as you go and have fun along the way. I'm starting here by applying some of my dual brush pen colors onto the page. This will be my first layer of color. I'm adding just a touch of water to spread the colors and mix them along the page. Now for my second layer of color. For this one I apply the dual brush pen colors onto a blending palette, and then I'm just flicking the watery color off of my paintbrush and onto the sketch. These colors are water-based and they react nicely with each other to create a soft background. So I'm repeating this step with a few different colors now, and that's my layer number 2. I want to start adding some kind of texture and pattern here. I'm using a stencil for this. The paper beneath is still damp actually, but this will still work. Place the stencil onto the corner of a sketch and then apply gesso or any white acrylic paint. You can use a paintbrush for this or an old credit card if you want to add a more defined texture. Once you're done, carefully lift the stencil off to reveal the soft pattern beneath. I also flipped the stencil over and pressed it onto the top corner here. This gives a softer impression of color and has lesser texture. It's also a great way to clean off your stencil and no paint goes to waste. At this point, I give a 10-minute drying time before adding more layers of color. I'm coming in with those same dual brush pens and drawing some flowers now. I then paint over the marker to soften the lines and give it a more watercolor look and feel. These flowers turned out really pretty, and this is actually my favorite way of using Tombow Dual brush pens. I have many videos showing this step-by-step in detail, so click here to see a playlist. Now I can kind of see how I want this sketch to look. I'm just balancing the color out by painting some yellow around the edges and also over the stencil. This just makes the white of the stencil design pop a bit more. I let everything dry once more before coming in with my final step, adding my quote. I have a pencil sketch underneath all of the layers of my words that I can still see a bit. And I gently traced over that with my Mono Twin permanent marker, and I did some faux calligraphy. This pen is oil based, and that means it will not bleed over the watercoloring at all, and it's a must have if you like watercoloring. So here's how the art journal spread turned out. Lots of soft colors and a ton of textures. I love the contrasting black ink, it's just the best here. So there you have it friends, a step-by-step process of creating an art journal quote page. I enjoyed creating this today and I hope it inspired you to create something as well. As always, the supplies that I've used in this video are all linked below in the description. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below this video. I appreciate you supporting my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for spending some crafty time with me today friends. Happy crafting!